actually here because there's a fireside chat with you, and you have the opportunity to talk to code and finalists about their projects. And I would like to invite Avansera on stage and Vuzi, please. Hello. Applause. Applause. Thank you. Welcome. Hi.
Hello, nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you. You're from? Avansera.
Okay, well, I'm Cormac Walsh from Avansera. I'm the CEO and founder. We're a Finnish-based startup, and what we're focusing on is, in lots of ways, a similar understanding that Vuzi is looking for, but we've got a purely software-based solution. So what we do is we have personal productivity applications for smartphone users. These are free applications that allow people to, let's say, optimize their recipe planning for the coming week, optimize their grocery shopping, either by price, or if they want to look at the carbon footprint of the products they're buying, or if they want to look at the calorie content. So as users are using the applications and satisfying a need that they have themselves, they're actually exposing very subtle key tells to us about how they arrive at a particular product choice, what the trigger points for specific demographics are, and then in turn, when they buy a product, how they interact with the product or the product category or different brands in that category after the fact. This information that we collect from our users, currently just in Finland, because we haven't internationalized yet, we then use to provide tools for our paying customers, which are companies in the fast-moving consumer goods production industry. So these would be the companies that make the products that appear on a grocery store shelf. Now these companies, they don't really see what the customers are how the customers are buying products, and in particular, how the customers are buying their products to constitute a grocery basket. So what the overall picture in a basket is. Now the reason why they don't see this is because their view of the customers is abstracted by the retailers. Okay? We're breaking down this wall of abstraction, and we're giving tools. We're giving, actually, their smartphone and tablet tools to the marketeers on the food producer side, because we want them to be able to ask simple questions of big data in a simple way. And so we apply our own algorithmic and contextual computing techniques to the data. In your speech, Matthias, you were talking about big data being a problem. And something almost like a dirty word. I couldn't agree more. I think that big data is a buzzword expression of a problem. What I've been saying all along, that what we need is kind of small, smart, valuable, actionable data. This is what's needed, and this is what we do. So we collect the data from our users. We also use a lot of open data. So Finland is a pioneer in the city open data arena. So we'd be collecting data in relation to traffic patterns, weather. It being Finland, we'd also look at what streets are being cleared of snow in the morning. So we can use this backhaul to start to understand what the trigger points are for our customers.
That's very interesting to you. And what was the most, I don't know, funniest or interesting thing you collected? So because if you make new things collecting, are some nice stories about you find out?
Well, yeah. So at the moment, we were founded last February, and we started collecting data 6 months ago. Yeah. So we have a closed beta of users in the Helsinki capital region, and it's just under 500 people at the moment. But in those 6 months, we've collected 50 million discrete points of data, of behavioral data, because we're referencing every single action they perform on our applications in relation to product search, choice, changing quantity, all by time and location. And when we then combine this with other data sources, in particular with open data, it becomes apparent that we can probably predict other life-changing events in people. So if they're fearful for the economy, or if they feel bullish about the economy, but possibly if they're pregnant. So we think that we can see these kind of things. But I have to stress that our applications are registration lists. So we don't, when a user starts using our apps, we don't know if you're a man or a woman. We don't know what age you are. We don't know where you live. And to be honest, we don't really want to know. We just want to know, what brand of milk you're going to buy and when you're going to buy it.
And tell me, because this is a very complex story and complex business, how do you invent such an idea? In the beer garden, or it was a process of a couple of weeks, months, years, or?
It was a process of years because being from Finland, obviously I work for Nokia. So, and in particular working for Nokia Networks. And I was getting actively asked by marketeers in operators, particularly in Southeast Asia, how can we find the customers who are valuable to us? How can we find the customers who we need to send offers to stop them from churning? Okay, and the boilerplate answer is, well, there's millions of rows of data coming in on your radio network on an hourly basis. The answer's in there. And what they said was that, look, I don't have the time to learn how to interpret the data. I don't have the willingness to do it. I don't have the ability because, I'm a marketeer. I'm not a mathematician or a statistician. So it became very obvious to me personally that what we needed, in the nicest possible way, what we needed to do was dumb down big data to make it something you can play with. And that's actually what we've done. So we've made an industry tool called Deep Dive, which lets people play with the data.
Okay. Yeah, understood. So final question to you both. Big data, collecting data, it's always data privacy, etc., etc. So NSA. What about your thoughts for the future? How that will be managed, how the customer reacts, collecting all the data?
Privacy is not just topical, but it's a deadly serious issue. Obviously the users have the right to privacy, but if there's an accidental or deliberate breach of privacy on the part of any company which operates in the big data space, it can effectively be a weapon of mass destruction to your business model. It's potentially unrecoverable from. So we take privacy extraordinarily seriously, but in particular, it would be fundamentally a breach of trust of the value proposition we're giving to our customers. So we actively don't want to know who you are. Okay. So there are no means for you to tell us.
I think as well, like, people will choose brands or companies or solutions, and they'll learn around that one. So you're right. You have a particular value proposition, but at the moment you're lost in a kind of mix of different types of companies. It's nice. It's the same as us in a way, and we're passive, very much like you as well. But we're also lumped in with people that are looking for other different types of different things as well. Yeah, it's interesting.
This is actually a good point that maybe we need kind of sub-terms beneath big data.
I think big data is an overused word, and I think it does more disservice than good.
Right.
And actually, it's mostly about information, which we've been using for a long time. We've been using information. It's about how do we interpret and visualize information well. And the term big it means that we've got much more data now to analyze and look at. So I think, I think you do get lost in that term, definitely.
Okay, excellent. So I appreciate they was here. Good luck for the future, and happy to talk to you further.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Next time we'll have a fireside. It'll be good.